Welcome to Ghost Stories, the first episode of the 2025-26 school year. This is the podcast that highlights the great people and the great things going on at Kaukauna High School, the home of the Galloping Ghosts. And I'm your host, the proud principal, Aaron Herm. This episode is all about our awesome band program. We've got a great thing going with band and the music program as a whole here in Kaukauna. For several years running now, we've been awarded as one of the best communities for music education in the country. And we've got some pretty impressive statistics about our students. For example, students in band as a whole have a GPA of 3.5, which is absolutely incredible. So they are getting things done in the classroom outside of the band room, and they are getting things done in the band room, on the field, on the parade route, in the auditorium, and out in the community with the many performances that they do. So in this episode, you're going to hear about what it takes to be a member of the band. It's marching band season, so specifically, what does it take to put together a show for a football pregame or halftime? What is it like to be a student in band? And what are some of the great performances that are coming up that you can enjoy, along with ways that you can support the band? So enjoy this month's interview. Can you each introduce yourselves and share your role in the band?
Yes, my name is Camila Poppe. During marching season, I'm the lead drum major. We're the ones on the giant metal ladders. I'm a senior, and then during concert season, I play alto saxophone.
Hi, my name is M. Stevens. I am a senior percussionist.
And my name is Jacob Martin. I am the Kaukauna High School band director.
I am so excited to be able to talk to you all. I love our band. I think our community loves our band, seeing you especially this time of year because you're very visible at football games for marching band. So that's what I want to talk about. So Camille, let's start with you. What first got you interested in band and marching, and then what do you love about it?
Okay, if I'm going to be completely honest, during elementary school, I did not want to play an instrument. Like, my dad really pushed me. He was like, yeah, you should join band. And I was like, no. But when I transferred to Kaukauna, I got the slip for, like, here's the band thing. And I saw saxophone on there, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. And it just stuck. And I've been doing that since. And in 8th grade, when we get to see, like, when Mr. Vandershern shows us the clips of the marching bands, I went, that's cool. I want to do that. And here I am. Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Em?
So my older brother is what introduced me to music when I was like 5. And I started playing clarinet and stopped. But when I transferred here, I joined the band again because of Vandy. And then when I got to high school, I saw the band on the field my freshman year and was like, I want to do that, but I don't want to do clarinet. I want to do something else. And I just happened to join percussion, and it just rolled from there.
You didn't want to do clarinet. I'm a clarinet player.
Yeah, I play many, many instruments. I've bounced in between almost every section. So
how cool is that, though? What a neat experience that you know how to play a variety of instruments.
Yeah, I just get too bored. Right now I'm working on harp.
Wow. Marching harp?
No.
Just kidding.
That would be interesting, though, for sure. But yeah.
Awesome. Mr. Martin, how about you? How did you become a band director, and what do you love about being the band director?
Yes, it's a interesting story as far as me becoming a band director because no one in my family plays a musical instrument. Music was just something that we were aware of, but we didn't really watch much of the marching bands or concerts or anything like that. I actually got into it in 4th grade. High school English teacher pulled me off to the side and said, you're joining me at church and joining the bell choir. And so I started learning how to read music in the bell choir at the church, and it just kind of rolled from there. And then all of a sudden 7th grade happened, and I'm playing a musical instrument, and I just fell in love with it. So I started by playing a baritone, tuba. I kind of bounced around a little bit, some clarinet, some other instruments. I originally thought I was going to go to school for business. And then it turned into, nope, I want to go for music business. And then it turned into, no, I'm going to go for music. And then just fell in love with taking music classes the idea of helping the next generation and, showing them that I can teach this incredible art form and project my love of playing a musical instrument onto countless other students. I had to do it.
So one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, particularly at this time of year, is, again, because this time of year, the band is extra visible during marching season, at the homecoming parade, at the games. So what makes marching season special for each of you?
Marching season is when the drum majors are most visible, I think, and that's the biggest opportunity for me to lead all of my peers, all these amazing people that I've come to know. And I think just being able to show that leadership, having the ability to conduct and lead, it's really great. I love it. I love the energy. Everything about it is amazing.
The drum major is super visible, right? And you start the game by being up in the stands with the fans, right? And the band is on the track, and then you're up on a ladder in front of everybody. The first time you got to do that, what did that feel like for you?
Seeing the drum majors as a freshman, it feels so surreal. It's like those guys, like, they're way up there. What are we doing down here? But then I get up there and it's like, no, I'm just like all of you. Having that power, that leadership, it's terrifying. Like, I am leading all of these people. That's all me. It's really anxiety inducing, but it's great at the same time. Yeah,
now you're the person that the freshman and the rest of the band is looking up to, right? How cool. How about Em? What's special for you about marching season?
I think for me, it's the connections that we all build during marching season, because we all have to be one unified person on the field. So having all of those bonding moments through band camp, through percussion camp, even through marching season, because we have to work so hard together. And if one person's off, it's really much visible and it's on everybody. It's not just on that one person. So I think marching season really brings us closer as a group of people.
Mr. Martin, what do you think of marching season? Is it a special time for you?
I'm going to build off of that.
Yeah.
It's incredible because no other class are we so uniform. It's not like in math class where we sit there and we say, all right, we're all going to hit the 9 on the calculator at the same time. 1, 2, 3, go. And it's incredible because to me, the band is the bridge between the school and the community. It really is. We performed 43 times out in public last year, and I can't think of another class that does that. And it's that academic idea of we are so public and we do such an amazing job as a group that it's a pride point of our school. And I can't talk enough about how we have so much support from our community, and that when we have that community input of we love this band, we love this school, it all starts because we are the bridge to them and in reverse.
The community gets to see a lot of the finished product. There is a lot that goes into being able to hit the same note at the same time, be in the right place at the right time, and in line. What does rehearsal look like? Who can talk about that?
I guess I can start. A lot of rehearsal, we just kind of dive in, just go right in. Let's see what happens, what we sound like today. A lot of times, we just go for it. We just start on the field like, all right, let's just run pregame. Let's see what happens. And then we stop and we refine. Oh, our marching wasn't right. Let's do it again. And it's a lot of repetition for sure. It's a lot of let's just do it again. Let's just do it again. And just seeing, because every day is different. Every day we have new problems, which is good and bad. But it's different day by day. Like, sometimes we need to go more individual sections, but a lot of the time it's just, we just need to run it together. We need to just keep doing it together and just trial and error.
This year's mantra that I have, and every year I have a mantra, is control the controllables. Stolen straight from Nick Saban's mouth. It's this idea that we can control only what we can control. And every day we can come out onto the field and we can do our best. And as long as we're doing our best and we're making it better every single time, we are being successful. It's like running a 100-meter dash, which I can't do. But you run it in 10 seconds. And then the next time you're out there, you want to run it in 9.7, 9.5, 9.4. And the idea is that every time that we're out on the field, we're choosing one thing that we're going to make better and that we're going to improve on. And it makes such a big difference.
So you are all so good at what you do and take for granted the fact that like you can put together a show and you can fine tune a show. But I think it's almost magical if you're somebody who has never been in a marching band to see a band on the field and go, where do they even start? How do they know where to be? How do they stay in line? How do they hit the yard line at the same time? Talk about that very beginning of that process from, we've never marched this show and now we're going to start marching and playing this show.
I think personally, the 2 weeks for me as a percussionist in the summer are the most essential weeks that we go through. The first week we start with, what is a stick? What is a note? Here's how to hit your drum. And we just start building off. A lot of it is teaching people how to read music, teaching people this is what a bass drum is. But as soon as we get into full band camp week, it's welcome to band. And we assume that people don't know what they're doing because a lot of people come in brand new and that's okay. And we love that because it's a great building block. We start with like, hey, let's just try playing together. Now let's go out on the field. This is what a football field is. This is what all the lines on the field are. Here is how to march an 8 to 5. You got to take 8 steps in these 5 yards and you have to do it evenly. Like it really starts from nothing out on the field. We slowly start building the steps. All right, you know how to march? Let's try marching backwards. Now let's march sideways. Here's what a dot is. We have charts when we're learning our like positions on the field. And we have to go through, here's how to read it so you know where to stand. And when we're moving and you have to get to this spot, you have to make sure you're taking all of your steps and you're not just like rushing there. And it really then all ties into, okay, we know how to march on the field. Now we have to march in time with all of the music and you have to follow the drum major and make sure that your downbeat and your steps are with their conducting. And it really just slowly builds, but the 2 weeks in the summer are the most essential things because once we get to the school year, we kind of take off rolling, we see what we remember, and then we go off of there. If it's people struggling to march, then at the start of the school year, we go back to marching basics. If it's we have our marching and we just need to fine-tune playing, then that's where we start at the start of the school year. We just keep playing the songs and going through sectionals so each section can build and work together. And so, yeah.
I think I'm gonna go off of that as well as we have 160 people out on the field at one time. And a lot of the band members are asked to do different things. So every single person is thinking, okay, I gotta move. I gotta play my instrument. I have to watch the person conducting to make sure that I'm playing in the correct speed and time. I have to make sure that I'm on my correct foot because we all march on our lefts and rights together, hopefully. And there's so many things to think about. And for someone like myself who has a hard time sometimes drinking coffee and walking at the same time, it's incredible to see 160 people on the field go from I'm going to learn one of these things at a time to all of a sudden next week, Friday on the 26th, going out on the football field and saying, I'm going to do all of these at the same time. And all 160 people are all together doing it, which is incredible.
So just the nature of marching band is that you have to work so well together because you have to play together. You have to move together. That requires a lot of communication which leads to connection, which leads to hopefully some fun and friendships too. Can you talk about the connections you build in band?
I used to be very introverted. I'm still very introverted, but band had like the leadership aspect of it. It's kind of brought out like a more sociable part in me. I don't know how to describe it exactly. I think the leadership aspect, like if you can lead correctly, then you can get a lot of people to like you. And I think that's where the community part kind of comes in. Cause like if you can lead well, people will like you. If you don't lead well, people are gonna hate you. If you yell cover down and you sound so mean when you do it, they're like gonna be like, I don't want to listen to you.
You're in this really cool leadership position that you don't just build a connection either, like within your section, right? You're interacting with everybody all the time. So do you feel like you've expanded your social circle with that? I mean, you just called yourself an introvert and you're on a podcast right now. Has it helped?
I think it has. Yeah. I really have to be conscious of how I'm looking. Like the presentation is a really big aspect of it. I didn't realize that when I was going into it, but I would go up there and people would be like, hey, you look so angry when you're conducting as a sophomore. I was like, oh boy. So it's just like looking good, making sure I'm friendly.
And maybe those sometimes aren't the things you think about until you're in that situation, right? Like, I'm not angry. I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing.
Right.
And it gets you to think about things that are tied in with leadership is what I'm hearing you say. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. Em, how about band and connections and friendships for you? What does that look like?
I think there are two main aspects for the relationships I build in band. One, because we have to be so uniform on the field, we take the fault for everyone. If one person messes up, then we all mess up and we all have to try harder next time. So I think that helps build connections between each other. But also, a lot of us spend so much time around each other that we naturally build those friendships, and then we start seeking them out. And then we go to band for lunch, and we spend as much free time as we can around each other and doing things outside of school. I know some of us have even done little practice circles outside of school where we help each other, and we have group chats with all of the freshmen to help them if they need anything and to remind them, hey, we're here for you. We're not just these scary upperclassmen that are going to yell at you when you do something wrong. We're going to help you get there.
Yeah, and one thing I know about the band, this is what I see as a principal. I know that the band room is a go-to spot for a lot of people who are in band, right? They'll eat lunch in the band room when they don't have class before, after school, things like that. They're in the band room and they're hanging out and they're doing band things. It's a home for some people, right, Mr. Martin?
It definitely is, because every day is, hey, I have to go home in 15 minutes. Hey, warning, 5 minutes and I have to be out the door. Half an hour later, it's, no, I really do need to go home now. It is 7:00 at night and you guys are still here working on things, talking in the group chats. I don't even know how many group chats there are in our band where it's the drum line talking about, hey, we're going to be playing this cadence for when we're coming off the field. The drum majors deciding, hey, we're going to work on this video that we're going to perform at the pep band concert. The conversations of, what are we going to do for homecoming dance when we all go together? It's those conversations that I see every single day. And if I allow students to stay, they would stay 24/7 in the band room. I am 100% confident in that. Mr. Herm, actually.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about your band experience for a little bit and kind of how you built relationships through that?
Yeah. So band has a special place in my heart. And I think people around the table know this, but, I was in high school marching band and I talk about the band room being a home. That was me when I was in high school. So I would go there for study hall. I would go there during lunch, things like that. I met my now wife in marching band. So just the connections you build that way. And then I went on, after high school, I went on to be in the UW marching band at UW-Madison and played at all the Badger games. And those are just memories that last forever. And you build this unique connection just because, again, the nature of marching band, you build this unique connection where you have all these inside jokes about different things that have happened or different pieces of music or even like different mantras that the band director will say all the time, right? That turn into kind of memes. Yeah. So I'm in my 40s at this point, and the group chat of people who I marched in the UW marching band with 20 years ago is active on a, couple times a week basis still to this day, which is cool.
That's awesome.
So stay in band. So earlier it was touched on the whole idea of upperclassmen helping out underclassmen and the leadership and mentorship part of that. Can you talk more about your experience with that? Because now you're on both sides. You're a senior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it.
So when I first joined band, I definitely looked at the other percussionists and went, wow, you guys are a lot more skilled than me, and I am scared. Like, I don't feel like I deserve to be here. So now that I am a senior, I want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. That if you're coming into percussion and band in general, and you don't know how to read a note, that's okay. We're going to teach you. Everybody has to start somewhere. I know a lot of our percussionists this year are really coming in brand new, and they're struggling, but that's okay because we're here to help them. And I know I come off as a very scary human being when I just walk up to somebody and go, hey, you're struggling, let me help you. And sometimes that's taken the wrong way, and that's okay. But a lot of the time, they look at me and they're like, you'll help me? And I'm like, of course. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help teach the next generations that when I'm gone, I want you guys to be in my position and you to be helping others. Because every senior class that goes is missed so much that it's crazy. Like, the connections we build across grade levels. Like, I don't think there's any other classes that you have freshmen and seniors that become best friends and they're doing everything together.
Can I just tell you that that's special? I mean, what a great culture that you have created within the band. Mm-hmm. You could easily be mean to the freshmen, right? Like, you could easily not interact with them. You could easily say like, hey, it's kind of fun that they're scared of me. Like, let's play that up. But you do the opposite of that. You make them feel welcome. Mm-hmm. How cool is that?
I would add that the culture of the band is one of my favorite parts about being an educator. It's the mentality of the students coming in every single day. This band has been around for 99 years, and we all know in this band that the band is going to continue long after we're gone, including myself. And we are helping propel our ensemble for years to come by what we're doing and how we're acting every single day in the room. And that's something that's really special.
That is special. So, marching season, we got a football game next Friday, correct? We've got homecoming parade. We got more football games coming up beyond marching season for the band. What other events, concerts, performances can people expect to see?
Not so much a community thing, but I think my favorite performance outside of marching season is World Tour, because we go around, that's when we go around to all the elementary schools, the jazz and polka, and we play music for them. And that's one of our really big recruiting things. And with the recruiting, we do so much of it, like with the 8th grade nights, the World Tour, and why pull all of these people into our program just to scare them away, like be terrifying to the freshmen. Like, we want those people to be part of the band family as well. And I really like that. It's really awesome.
What else? That's right. We have a polka band. A polka band that played at a Brewers game last year, right?
Yeah, we did. It was a very surreal moment playing out on that field. And I'm the drummer for the polka band. And even though we were just playing national anthem, our own polka band has their own set of community. Our jazz band has their own set of community. And that's where a lot of the smaller relationships are formed, because we don't have that many people in polka. Like, how many?
We have about 40 this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
But
I mean, for a polka band, for sure.
yeah, but like compared to marching season when there's like over 160 of us out on the field, for us, for this small group of people to share this special moment is really just impactful on our relationships with each other.
And you'll never forget that.
Exactly.
Very cool. How about you, Em? What other performances can you think of or that you get excited about when you think about what's coming up?
I love our spring concert every year. It is the time of year where our band gets challenged a lot with our pieces because a lot of those pieces we also play at Large Group Festival where we compete and hopefully get gold like we do pretty regularly. But I think it really just pushes us, and a lot of the time that's when I get to expand on what instruments I have been playing. I don't just play the tenors or snare. Last year I was on 4-mallet vibraphone. Like, that's really cool. It's just a time where we really get to branch out.
I'm going to be selfish and talk about the one that I'm most excited for right now, and that is the Disney trip.
Yes.
So the band is going to be going to Disney along with the orchestra in March, from March 9th to March 13th. And we're going to have some days where we're just going to have some fun in the parks. We are going to be flying down from Chicago, which is always interesting, bringing 110 people onto a singular flight, and still a little nervous about airport security with that many people, but we're very excited about that. And then we're going to be doing a clinic while we're down there, and not just a normal, we're going to play for somebody and they're going to give us feedback. We're actually going to be going into a recording studio and playing along to a movie, for example, Moana or something like that, and doing a performance along to that movie and talking about how they record, what is a click track, how does a movie come together with the music. And I'm really excited about that opportunity that we get because it's something that we don't get very often. We travel once every year, and this will be the first time in Disney in a while for us.
Thanks for making sure they're having those types of experiences. That's really cool. Are you both going?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've talked a lot about the culture of the band, the relationships that you formed, the fun you can have, the trips you can go on, right? So that's a really cool aspect of it. But there's also this aspect of really high standards, the academic side of it. Can you talk about how do you maintain that fun, but then what do you do that keeps the standards set high?
Well, we talked about discipline earlier, and I think that's a really big part of it. We have to focus in, like, we can't push a performance back. We have a performance in a week, and it's like, we have to focus. We need to have this together. And I can imagine that gets to be a lot mentally for someone that's, like, we had a performance today that it didn't go or not a performance, but rehearsal today was not the best. And I think that was just stress. Like, if this is how it's going to sound in a week, we are doomed. I know 2 years ago, our first performance for Fall Out Boy, that was really something that did not.
It fell out.
It
boy.
fell.
Yeah.
and I imagine that was like everybody on the field, like, oh, it sounds bad, and it gets to be a lot mentally. So you have to really focus in, make sure you're doing everything that you can, projecting, getting to where you need to be, all of that.
I think a lot of it comes from not only holding ourselves to such a high standard, but holding everybody else to a high standard. Because like I said earlier, if one person is really not sounding good in this section, the whole section sounds bad. So I think because we constantly are pushing each other and we're trying to do our best together, I think that's how the overall quality increases of our band.
I sometimes show recordings of our competitive bands in the area. So, for example, I went to the Neenah high school football game and recorded their show, and I brought it back on Monday and I showed it to the group. And it's a good reminder because we are so isolated as a band that sometimes we forget just how good we really are. and we hold ourselves to this high standard. We have been the NAM's best communities for music education the last 5 years in a row. And now it's almost become this thing of like, we expect it. We expect to be good. We talked about WSMA, the Wisconsin School Music Association. At the end of the spring year, we perform in front of 3 judges. We expect to get gold. We have that expectation that we are going to do our best performance every single day. So when we come off the field from a rehearsal and it wasn't our best performance that we could possibly do, we get frustrated. And I love that frustration because it just means that we care so much and we want to continue to do better. One of the stats that I have that I love telling people, 78% of our band has a 3.5 GPA or higher. I can't tell you any other class that is not CAP or, some class that you have to apply for as an honor that has that kind of GPA. And that's 160 people that all have that high of a standard. 10% of the school in one room at one time is just incredible.
Honestly, what I think it might be, like, again, with the discipline, like, you hold yourself to a high standard for learning music, performing the music, trying to get it sound good, that you can apply that same discipline to your other classes. Like, if I'm excelling in this, I'm going to excel in these classes as well.
Oh, yeah, that is scientifically proven that being in a music class helps you everywhere in life. It gives you a better chance of having a job when you graduate. It gives you a higher chance of going into a 4-year university if that's something that you want to do. It gives you the critical thinking skills that is needed in other classrooms to succeed. And I think that Kaukauna has something really special in the fact that almost 30% of the school is taking music classes. It speaks to the support that the school district gives to our music programs, but it also says a lot about the level of students that we have here and how incredible they are in the classroom.
All right. So if you're listening to this and you're, let's say, a parent of a elementary student or a middle school student, or you're an elementary or middle school student, how do you get involved in band?
That is a wonderful question. If you're interested in joining our band, first, you have to be a student here in the Kaukauna Area School District, grades 5 through 12. And all you need to do is just reach out to either your counselor or your band director, whether that's Mrs. Langenheisen, Mr. Vanderschuren, or myself. And we are more than happy to get you started. Even if you've never played an instrument before, if it's something that you're interested in trying out, we are more than happy to start lessons, see if this is a right fit for you. The band is something that is all inclusive. We want every student to have the opportunity to make music and to have this opportunity to be part of something special. So all you need to do is just ask, and we are more than happy to get you started.
Awesome. And what can the community do to support your efforts?
The community can continue to be the bridge, right? We, as a band, are out in public constantly, and we just want the support. We want the, community to come to performances, to see what we're doing, and to be part of our school district and be active participants in what we're doing.
Is it fair to say that it feels pretty cool when you see lots of fans in the stands or people in the seats in the auditorium?
Oh, absolutely. Even if the student section isn't always paying attention during football games, it's nice that, hey, they're still listening to us. They can still hear what we're doing, and I think that's pretty cool. Just having that audience.
I know a lot of parents come to support other kids, or a lot of the time parents come for the football, but when you notice the stands paying attention to the band on the field, that really shows that even though you're not necessarily here for us, you still support us and you're still going to be a good community and encourage us to keep doing what we're doing.
We got something pretty special going here in Kaukauna when it comes to marching band, concert band, our other bands, and then our music department as a whole. So thank you, Mr. Martin, for creating those experiences for the students. Thank you both for being awesome leaders and for building up those underclassmen so that we have a promising music future for years to come. You are going to watch the band after you graduate and you're going to say, I had a part of that. Like what's on the field right now or what's performing on stage right now, part of me is making that happen right now because I was part of that legacy. So thank you for doing that. Yeah. All right, that's it for this month's episode of Ghost Stories. We hope you enjoyed learning all about our band program and hope you come out to support them this year at some of their performances. We record an episode of Ghost Stories once a month during the school year. You can follow us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. You will find us there. So until next time, thanks for listening. And remember, it's a great day to be a ghost.